It is hotel switching day for us. We moved from the Hotel Le Marais in Le Marais to the Hotel des Arts in the Montmartre district. Got our second hotel in Paris. It's Hotel des Arts in Montmartre. They renovated this hotel 2 years ago, so everything looks very nice. The rooms are well designed, but the walls seem a bit thin, so we can kind of hear everything that everybody else is doing outside. So hopefully we can get a good night's sleep here. The worst thing about this hotel is the luggage doesn't fit under the bed. Our first lunch in Montmartre was at Creperie Octopus. We got a savory crepe and a sweet crepe, and the savory crepe was mushrooms, goat cheese, and bacon. It was very delicious, probably one of the best crepes I've ever had. And then the sweet crepe was strawberries with whipped cream and walnuts. It was pretty good. I mean, it wasn't nothing really special or anything. So we really recommend some of the savory crepes at Creperie Octopus. For more dessert, we had La Cachette de Paris. We got the chocolate lava cake and fruit juice. Both of them were very good, so it was a good choice. We just finished our dinner at L'Orangerie restaurant in the Four Seasons Hotel in Paris. So we thought we got the 5-course tasting menu, which costs about 125 euros each person. And most of the menu is seafood based or plant based. And we thought the food was it was interesting. A lot of it was very interesting flavors and a lot of interesting ingredients combined together, but the food itself was nothing super memorable. They used jalapenos in a lot of the dishes in interesting ways, like jalapeno mixed with strawberries and that kind of thing, but overall I don't think it's like a very memorable tasting menu. Nothing was super exciting. I mean, the most exciting parts were that the dishes, had like smoke and that kind of stuff, and they were presented very aesthetically pleasing, but the taste and the textures were pretty normal, nothing particularly exciting. So that's our take on the L'Orangerie restaurant. The service was fantastic though. We just finished a night cruise with Vedettes du Pont Neuf. We took the cruise at around 22:15, and we got lucky and saw the sparkly Eiffel Tower that started around 11 o'clock p.m. Overall, the cruise was really great. It's quite a bit cold at night, so you gotta wear a jacket. Hotel des Arts fails at the most important thing, which is sound management. So when you choose a hotel in Paris, make sure that the walls are soundproof and also that you can't really hear the external noises. Our stay at Hotel des Arts doesn't include breakfast, so we gotta go find breakfast. We tried to eat at a French restaurant called Chez Pradel. Unfortunately, it seems like they were open, but they don't really serve food until noontime. It's actually really difficult to find breakfast in Paris, so we finally found a Café Mignon and got their brunch set. It was surprisingly healthy and delicious for how healthy it was, so we're pretty satisfied with it. We just had some Amarino gelato. Our verdict is basically you can't go wrong with Amarino. They're everywhere in Paris. We're trying really hard to resist eating any Asian food while we're in Europe, but our resistance is waning. Mostly because we enjoy sour and really spicy food, and there's not many options for that kind of cuisine in Europe. Our dinner tonight was at Le Petit Canard. We got the escargot, the duck breast, and also the duck l'orange. So the escargot and the duck breast were very good. The duck breast in particular was super good. The duck meat in the duck breast was a combination of like chicken, pork, beef, and duck meat all in one. The texture was very juicy and soft and tender and had the right amount of chew. So we highly recommend Le Petit Canard and also recommend getting the duck breast slices for sure. Claire's tummy isn't feeling so good this morning, so I went around and bought some bakery stuff and some fruit. We got some cherries and peaches. The cherries are super expensive. They're 20 euros per kilogram. I got 500 grams. It came out to be around $11. The juiciest cherries, but they're not that sweet. It's a good idea to book your museum tickets about 7 days before you go, just so you can check on the weather to see if it's raining or not. You should probably book the museum tickets on rainy days. It's museum day and today we're in the Louvre. We don't really know what we should be looking at in the Louvre, so we just walk around looking for stuff with audio guides. We had dinner tonight at Restaurant Pages. It's a Michelin star restaurant. It's our 6th Michelin star restaurant that we've been to so far. And we would say the food there is quite good. A lot of the food tasted very pure and clean and had great textures. We wouldn't rate it as like the top Michelin star restaurant that we've had. That would definitely go to Madcap, which is a restaurant in San Rafael in the San Francisco Bay Area. So yeah, we did enjoy the food here at Restaurant Pages. I think it's better than the other Michelin star restaurant we went to in the Four Seasons Hotel, which is the L'Orangerie restaurant. But the Restaurant Pages, the food was good for what it was, but it was kind of basic good. Yeah, that's all we can say. The service was not that great either, and there wasn't that much food quantity. I'm personally still a little bit hungry after the food, so yeah, I mean, it was a good experience, but you know, we probably wouldn't come back. Today is laundry day. We only bring enough clothes for about 7 days on our European trips, so we do laundry about every 7 days. Our resistance has been broken. We decided to go eat pho this morning. We went to Pho 68. The food was definitely not authentic. It would not pass as pho in the Bay Area, California, but it was pretty good. It was satisfying. The noodles had an addicting, chewy texture. They gave us too many noodles though, so I think if they had given us less noodles and maybe some more vegetables or something, it would have been better. We also couldn't help but get some boba from down the street. It's the Xing Fu Tang boba, the rose milk tea boba. It's probably like subpar compared to a lot of the boba places in the Bay Area, but you know, I mean, it's Paris, so we had to try it. Claire says the tea is average and the boba is under average. This is our first trip where things seem to be back to pre-COVID practices. You know, nobody's wearing masks and everybody's crowding around each other. Today is our second museum day. We're at Musée d'Orsay. It's a much more enjoyable museum for us, I think, than the Louvre, because there's more modern paintings here. Like Van Gogh and whatnot, so there's less religious paintings. We're not really big fans of religious paintings and that kind of thing, so Musée d'Orsay is definitely a must-see for people who kind of like paintings. I think the Van Gogh area was our most memorable. Our last meal in Paris was at restaurant Florina. They have a pretty limited menu, only about 3 main dishes and some desserts every day. Their menu changes very often, so today we got the grilled squid, the beef fillet, and also the tuna tataki fillet. The dishes here were fantastic. The grilled squid wasn't amazing or anything, but the beef fillet and also the tuna fillet was probably some of our favorite dishes we've had in Paris. And then for the dessert, we got like a mango tart and a chocolate raspberry kind of cake thingy. Both of the desserts were just very good. They're probably better than the desserts we got at the Michelin star restaurants. Overall, I think this dinner was one of our favorites of all of our Paris dinners. Probably better than the ones we had at the Michelin star restaurants. So we very, very highly recommend Restaurant Florina. So that's all for our trip to Paris. It's been 7 days. We've enjoyed Paris. I think Paris is a place that kind of forces people to go outside and interact with each other. You know, throughout the days we were in Paris, we've experienced a lot of situations where we felt like, you know, people had to interact with each other and hang out with each other. I mean, you know, like when we went outside the touristy spots in Paris, we noticed kids hanging out with each other and just having fun, doing things together. And then we also encountered adults, you know, groups of adults just hanging out and socializing. I think Paris is a place that tries to encourage that in some ways, in terms of having places for people to hang out, really big parks and very large jardins. There's museums. There's just so many things for people to do here together. And I think that's what Paris excels at. On the other hand, you know, there's a very fast-paced aspect about Paris that it doesn't really fit everybody's personalities. So I think in terms of like a vacation spot, Paris is probably not number one on our list for places to be in Europe. I think we still prefer like Barcelona and that kind of stuff as a vacation destination. But overall, we really enjoyed our Paris stay here. The food here, you know, we think it's very good, but it's, you know, it's nothing that we are particularly excited about. The cuisine that we had maybe in Barcelona or in Rome, for some reason we just prefer that cuisine more. I think the tastes in French cuisine are more subtle and mild, more buttery. It's not anything that's like it doesn't stand out very much in any particular way. So I think that maybe that's one of the reasons why we prefer cuisine in other countries. But overall, we don't regret going to Paris or anything. So we think, you know, everybody should go to Paris at some point. So yeah, we hope you enjoyed our little Paris trip.